Okay, my Tea Party bus trip to the state capitol on Valentine's Day 2013 began about 6 years ago, when I started listening to guys like Rush Limbaugh and Lozar. At first I was a closet fan listening at work and in my truck, sometimes laughing, and slowly moving to being mad and feeling outnumbered. I continued to listen mainly because what they were saying made sense to me, and I would not feel alone for a while. That all changed for me after tuning into Glenn Beck. Like Rush and Mars, he too would go on ranting about politics and politicians, but in a more or less comedic way, with a hint of the change must come from within. All three are mostly focused on Washington, D.C., how crazy things are, the national debt, laws being ignored, and worst of all, the lack of respect for and knowledge of the United States Constitution. Feeling hopeless, I started attending monthly Americans for Prosperity meetings, and by the grace of God, I began to hear a message through all the noise. Get involved. Or as a friend would say, pray and move your feet. So that's how I ended up walking the halls of the state capitol without a clue. In my wanderings, I got on an elevator with two gentlemen. As they were talking, I heard one of the men say that he was heading to a meeting to stop dredging in the rivers. I had just walked out of the Oregon Citizens Lobby War Room, where there had been someone there informing us of the very same bill. My next stop was to attend a committee hearing meeting on education and the workforce. It appeared to me the only witnesses present were those in favor of the bills being discussed. And in my humble opinion, they did not have conservative views. Their views included an interest in stopping people from making money and taking our money. These, of course, are in opposition to each other. How can you take money from people while simultaneously opposing their earning it? That is when the light went on for me. Bills don't really pass or fail on the Senate floor. Instead, a law gets passed or stopped in the hallways, elevators, and hearing rooms. I am sure it has always been that way. For too long, I felt that I did not matter, and what is the use in trying? The result of this bus ride and the hanging out with about 60 great citizens in the war room is that I can make a difference. The experience of walking the halls in the state capitol showed me that I am not alone or outnumbered in the fight to save our country. But there is work to do. The change must start here at home. We the people, those who believe in freedom and the U.S. Constitution, have to take back our communities, town by town and city by city, all the way to the state capitol. By being an informed voice in our local halls, elevators, and meeting rooms, we can do it. Not to stand is to stand. Not to speak is to speak. Know that your silence is heard in Salem and in your local city and county. I, for one, have decided that I will be silent no more.
Excellent.
Good letter.
This guy started coming to AFP meetings in Lane County probably 2 years ago, just about the time I started as chair. And he'll show up 3-4 times a year. He's just kind of in and out. He's not really there. He was really moved by going to Salem. That the experience, we didn't really go into it in real depth there. The experience in the elevator, one of the people in the elevator was a representative, and the other was talking to him about supporting this bill. It's a bill on dredging that essentially, like is so popular, let's just lock up every possible resource we have and put everything off limits. That's, I'm paraphrasing wildly, but that's what the bill's about. And he was really offended by this lobbyist who had the ear of this representative, and he was feels like, by golly, if he can do it, I can do it. And I need to be here. I need to be up here as an opposing, it's like everyone up there is, well, not everyone, again, I shouldn't say that. Advocates for the taxpayer are few and far between in that building. So, I mentioned Facebook. There is a war room group on Facebook. It's a closed group. You have to be invited to be on it. But if you're a fan of Facebook and get involved in the war room, it's really cool because you get actual real-time, this is what's happening right now, and it's fun. You don't have to know anything. I want to emphasize this. You don't need to know anything to go up there. You'll learn a lot. Where are the bathrooms and how do you find the Senate and House offices? I did that. I learned that stuff my first time up there. And if you want to go beyond that, it would be a good idea to contact your legislator and your rep and senator, and let them know you're going to be in the war room and you'd like to come by. You would like 5 minutes of their time, 3 minutes of their time, and actually prearrange to do that, because they are in and out of those offices. It's kind of hard to just by accident run into them. You can always, however, run into their staffers by accident. The offices are, there's someone there, and these people are not uninformed receptionists. That's not what's going on up there. They know probably as well as the people they work for what's going on, and so you can do a lot of good by voicing your concerns to the staff people in the particular offices. But you guys have an advantage over us in Lane County. This is you're about 45 minutes closer. Not far from here.
May. Our legislative day at the Capitol is in May.
Oh, the Republican women?
Yeah. The Republican women throughout the state of Oregon have a day at the Capitol, and it's in May. And, you can come and sit in on it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And usually the senators and the reps come down different times and give a little chat and such.
We had a couple of different people, representatives, legislators, come in to the war room. They know you're there, and came in and talked about a couple of subjects. I missed one completely because I was wandering the halls, but